When two of the top four go out in straight sets, time to look at league.
Loyg.
Rugby league. What a game, eh? What a weird game. What a funny game. What an exciting game. Especially for the members of this podcast. Because we're still alive. Oh, still alive. Which, you know, I'm sorry, Raiders and Doggies fans, but you dead. You're gone. Stu here. The laughing men are Ben and Dave. Hello, gentlemen.
G'day.
Hello there, gentlemen.
How good is the second last week of NRL for the year?
Oh, it's fantastic. Wow. Bittersweet, isn't it? Because we know that, well, soon there's not going to be any NRL. There's going to be some international rugby league, though, so I suppose we can't complain too much.
True. And there's going to be cricket. So, you know,
Absolutely,
that's pretty good.
There's going to be cricket. Cricket and international rugby league. And, you know, it's not going to be... We're going to play England, so it's not going to be like getting surprised by New Zealanders belting the crap out of us. It's England, you know.
Anyway, that's enough about that.
Yeah. What about...
Let's focus on this final four teams being... This is what I actually did my tips on at the start of the year. Who the top four was going to be the final four teams standing.
Oh, really? Oh.
In hindsight, that must have been what I meant.
All right, so Sharkies defeat Raiders, and some preliminary thoughts from you fellas on that very topic.
If I may.
Go.
So, disappointing that Ethan Strange didn't get to play. I think that obviously made a fairly big difference, especially in that first 20 minutes where the Raiders were playing pretty well but just had no teeth. But there's something about that Sharks side. They have got some mongrel about them. In this last sort of 10 weeks of the season, they have a lot of belief. They are playing to their strengths, and even though Hazelton went out within 7 seconds, the bench was unreal.
Yeah.
And that, I think that's probably one of the biggest things that I took out of the game was that we got better when the bench came on after Fanua Blake I think he played 93 minutes, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, because we only had 3 on the bench. And they just laid such a good platform and defended their rings off.
Yep.
And,
I've told you 12 weeks ago that you're going to go into a major semi without Hazelton or McInnes up against Canberra's pack. How would you have felt?
Well, not great how they were playing at that point.
Exactly.
No, exactly. Well, not...
And we'd be starting Toby Rudolph if you said that at earlier on too. I would have been going, yeah, what would be what?
Is it blasphemous to say that losing McGuinness has been a blessing?
It's not
double-edged sword. There's been some real pros because the rest of your forward packers had to step up.
Yeah.
The con is you've lost Mr. Tacklebot, but
yeah, I would have McInnes there in a heartbeat over Calhoun. No offense to him, he's been playing well.
Fair.
But just, there's something about somebody tackling face first that gets the boys around you up and about, right?
Yep. What, Starling style?
Something about a face first technique. Exactly. Look how fired up they were after that. Face first defence. And then Toby Rudolph, he's playing really well. Fitzy's still leaving him out there 5 minutes too long, I reckon.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a...
I'd agree. I would agree. There are some specific things I want to talk about, but just overall, I think the things that stood out to me were just the willingness in defence, which is something that over the last couple of years has not been there at the pointy end of the season. Like, we've let in lots and lots of tries at the end of, double sets of 6 and have just not had that grit.
Absolutely.
In the red zone, and it's been spectacular.
It's Brayley led, I reckon, a lot of this stuff. And I read something today that a lot of the Sharks players were there was a bit of infighting in the middle of the season when they were going shit and not having much heart and so on. I think there might have been a bit of internal eruptions and finger pointing and stuff, but somehow they've pulled it all together and the results are there. I'm very mindful not to make this a 40-minute Sharks mouthing from Ben and I. So
I'll give you an observation from a non-Sharks fan.
Please.
Something's happened in the back half of this season and for the Sharks that happened for Penrith just before they got good. And that is, you've suffered the same thing that Penrith did for a long time, is that you had a very talented team full of nice guys. And there was a game in 2019 where Penrith played Canberra, and Canberra just manhandled them. It was like men against boys. They were rougher, tougher, and just won because they pushed them out of the game. I think that was the line in the sand moment for Penrith to we're too nice. The same thing's happened to Cronulla this year. This back end of the year, they're so much grittier than they have been through this Fitzy tenure.
Yeah. I'd like to say that it's that origin period where everyone was going, Sharks will come out barely dropping a game, and we barely won a game.
Yeah.
I don't know if the timing exactly lines up to that, but it's close-ish, I think.
It lines up with Brayley being allowed to run.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
Correct.
And I had an argument with quite a prominent Twitter Sharks supporter about this very point. When I say me, I mean you guys as well, on behalf of What's the Go. I speak for everyone on Twitter, just so you know.
Yeah,
sorry for that. But I said we'll talking about that, and he reckons, coaches don't do that. Coaches don't tell players not to run, and then I said, yes, they do, and other people
literally,
they really do. Because they, some game plans aren't going to suit your dummy half deciding 30-40% of the time not to dish it off or whatever, But
what does this person think all the footy players mean when they say the coach has told me my role and what I have to do to fit in within the team?
I don't know.
What do they think that means?
Yeah.
What do they think Craig Bellamy's been doing for the last 20 years?
Well, my response was, what? So you thought he suddenly learned he's allowed to run halfway through the season himself?
I got legs.
Anyway. Can I pick up on your Ethan Strange point?
Yes.
I am aware of how good he's played. I'm aware of how much he fires people up. I don't think he would have been the difference here.
I agree with that. I said to you guys a couple of times, I was strangely confident going into this game. Oh, sorry. Yep. I did not mean it, but I'll take it. And
sorry, I thought I'd better react because last episode I missed about 3 or 4 jokes because I was just thinking about the next thing I wanted to move to. So I made sure I jumped right on top of that one, but it wasn't even a joke. So
thank you. Very confident going into the weekend, and I don't think I've ever felt that way about a Sharks team in the finals. And I had no reason to think anything was going to be different apart from the last 8 weeks where we've just been really good.
And the grind. Yep.
Yeah. And Strange coming out made it just a little bit more. I was even more confident after that, but I do agree with you, Stu. I don't think he would have made that big of a difference. But if they'd have scored earlier in the game with the amount of ball that they had, then it may have made a small difference. But I just think we're running over the top of teams, which is so good to see.
Canberra came out with everything. They fired every shot they had in that first 25 minutes. They were pretty good, really. They had way more intensity than I expected them to be able to muster. But the resolute defence from the Sharks, although your completion rate was shot, but you just hung in. You ground out, you ward off that first raid from the Raiders, and they were always going to run out of gas, and you came over hard. Well done.
I think we'd won at halftime. When they threw what they threw at us in the first 30-odd minutes, the Sharks to go into halftime leading, that would have broken any team's spirit, I reckon.
Those two pre-halftime tries were pretty sexy too.
Yeah, I was just going to say, can we talk about that Nico Hines ball, please?
Huh?
That face ball to Mulatalo?
Yeah. Well, are you genuinely waiting for me to tell you you're allowed to speak about it?
No, I just want to talk about it because it was like I think I've watched that replay maybe 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
Just like that was, Trindle and Hines combining.
Well, let me ask you.
Yep.
Dare we dream to believe that it's finally clicked?
There's some good signs, really, really good signs. The Hines looping to create the extra man.
Yep.
And then the face ball on top of that. That was awesome halves rugby league.
Yep. Yeah. I just think
I dare.
I just think Trindle's the halfback, Nico's the 6, and playing like it, they're just not swapping numbers.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Well, we know what Fitzy's like. He likes things the way he likes them.
So, all right. Tell me
it's finally
what
paid
you
off,
think
right?
Out of this, which was a bigger factor, that ridiculous game against the Broncos sapping the Raiders' strength, or Fogarty's kind of pooing the bed?
I think.
Well,
Did one factor more than the other, do you think?
In regards to Fogarty, he nailed Kennedy with one spectacular torp bomb and then just couldn't hit one for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Like he had plenty of opportunity.
You didn't give him space. You knew that he was the only kicker.
Yeah.
And he was poor, and I would say it's both things together, because we, in the last 20 minutes we just rolled over the top of him, and so his nondescript kicking game did not help them at all. Dave, your thoughts?
I just think having only one half makes it a hell of a lot easier to defend.
Yeah. I think it was the right call to bring in Sasangi instead of Sanders.
I like Sasangi. I reckon he's good.
Yeah, I just think a big body there defending is a better move than bring a rookie in to completely shatter his confidence if we lose.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Sorry, I'm not crying. I've just got something stuck in my throat. I just think Sanders should have played. No. I need to get a drink. Though, can you guys carry on?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you picked him to come last at the start of the year, Ben, and I think a lot of people did. And the season that the Raiders had was pretty bloody impressive. 3 regular season losses?
Yeah. Incredible.
And then they nearly matched that stat in the finals with two losses. So
okay, so let's just touch on this. 2 of the top 4 went out the back door, which is ludicrous. And 2, like the Bulldogs, who were leading the competition at halfway, just fell in a heap.
I've got to keep all my Bulldogs comments for when Stu's back and we talk about the other game. But it's pretty great. But it was that kind of comp this year. Like there wasn't. I mean, the Raiders had an amazing year with win strike rate, but I don't think there was clearly dominant teams this year like there have been in seasons past. Like even the Storm had flat spots. Raiders had all the wins, but I never really felt like they're definitely going to win the comp this year.
Was that flat spot on top of Nelson's head?
Yeah. Sure was.
All right. Well, we should probably Bulldogs and Panthers. Or are we done with Raiders and Sharks?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm looking at the time
Yeah,
here.
I think so. Well, actually, before we move on, it was really nice to see Nickera come on and run as hard as he did.
Yeah.
Like, that was great to see. And what a strike weapon to have coming off the bench, along with Talakai.
Yeah. I mean, I hate myself for saying this, but I'm glad Fitzy hasn't changed it.
Yeah.
The thing I've been bitching about all year, pretty much. Yes. All right. Bulldogs and Panthers. Clinic.
Oh,
Absolute clinic.
wow.
What was the first half like for a non-Panthers fan?
Just
Do you think
know
it was
what
because the Bulldogs fared them everything they needed, or do you think it didn't matter who they were playing?
I don't think it mattered. I think, sometimes I listen to history podcasts and people sometimes talk about, what certain armies from different eras, how they'd go against each other. This is like a, modern day army going against some Vikings, pretty much. Just tanks rolling over the top of dudes with swords. It was just, it was just a demolition. It was like
The only thing I've seen
controlled
like it-
demolition is how I would describe it.
The first half in the Para Grand Final a few years back.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that I've seen like it.
Yeah. Paul Alamotti, he again, is this just genius coaching from Ivan just to hold him back
Yeah.
until the finals and go, all right, get in there?
The rest
I
of the
think it's the
NRL world
jersey.
thought, how did you drop Tom Jenkins? How's that fair? He's been one of your best players all year. And then Alamotti comes out and does that.
Yeah. Extra
that jersey
sweet
is
against
pretty
the
hot.
Bulldogs too, right?
Yeah. A team that was coming last said, you're not good enough, mate.
Amazing.
I can't go past Ivan for Coach of the Year. Dragging
He
that
won't
team.
get it, though.
No,
He's
won't.
going to win. He's going to hypothetically say they win this year. That'd be 5 years in a row and he won't have won Coach of the Year in any of them.
Yeah,
Incredible.
exactly. That is incredible. But if he can't win it, dragging a team from last to even not even winning grand final, just to the grand final,
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
I've heard that this comment a lot this week in that it's not Coach of the Year, it's the Coach of the Most Improved Team of the Year.
Which is the Raiders.
Yeah, so that means Ricky wins.
All right. Would you not argue a team that was last
Yep.
winning the comp not most
Great point.
improved inside a season?
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's
Spectacular point.
Oh, okay. Dave, give us your highlights.
highlights from Penrith. I think the game plan early on was going to be to keep like they always do when it's a battle of the packs. They kept turning it in to tire out the forwards, especially Kikau and Preston. I think that was the plan. But then the Dogs kept rushing in defence to try and negate that, and then opened up space, and the Panthers just spun it wide, and both centres just tapped onto their wingers, and they just kept scoring out wide.
Yeah.
They just played the game that was in front of them, and they just did it. How many sets in a row without error? Like 20-something?
Was it 27?
Yeah.
Because they went
Crazy.
first half perfect.
Yep.
And then, that's so good. Far
And
out.
Dogs had to play the whole game from their own half until Mitch Kenny and Co went off. So.
Yeah. I just think, Dogs have done phenomenally well. They've turned, since their clean out to get to where they are, really, really well. I just think they've got to review this policy of having small mobile forwards for all
I don't
occasions.
think it's their policy. I think it's what they have.
It's just what they've got. Is Leo Thompson going to be there next year?
Yes, he is. What about, why don't they get Big Sasquatch, Sofa Solomona there as well? Yeah, there's some size for you.
Well, they only play 4 games.
Well, that's it.
Do you want my glass half full or half empty for the Dogs?
For next season? Yeah, go.
Now and next season. Full is, I think Cameron Ciraldo has done the most amazing job getting the most out of every player and turning some players that you would never think would be rep players into Origin players. And the half empty is, I think they've massively overachieved because of that.
Yeah, right.
I don't think, like, all the hysteria has been about bringing Lockie Galvin in, destabilise them, and they were coming first. I don't think they were actually truly coming first. They'd had soft opposition and they'd already had their buys at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Gould made that point where they'd played the Dragons and the Eels and South. They played those teams twice in the first half of the season and had 3 buys.
There you go. I think it was false economy a little bit, but
I don't really want to talk about the Galvin thing because it's been done to death everywhere.
He was in their top 3 players definitely on the weekend.
Yeah.
Preston and Galvin were probably their top 2 players.
Yeah, well, you sent us a message. I can't remember whether it was just for the game or in the first 10 minutes or so, just saying, I'm very worried about Preston. And you were right to be. He was phenomenal.
Yep.
Looking to next year, how would you feel about a Dog side that had Matt Burton and Steve Crichton in the centres?
Well, you got Zeri. I'd put...
I wouldn't be dropping Cherry.
Yeah, Crichton has to go to fullback.
I reckon Crichton has to go to fullback. Tracy goes to the wing or bench.
14, yeah.
Bench is probably a good spot for him.
Yeah. But I think I'd probably Montoya and
you still need a halfback. Every team needs a half. Oh, they've just signed Sean O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
So he can help what's the kid's name that they're
Mitch Woods
coming through? Yeah, he can help bring Mitch Woods through and take some of the pressure off for some games through the year.
Yeah. That's good, I think. I rate Sean O'Sullivan. I think he should have have more.
He should have played more first grade games.
More first grade than he has, yeah, for sure. But I also understand he had someone called Isaiah Katoa in front of him at the Dolphins.
Dave, what else have you got to say about your Panthers?
First, 2 things. That was the first game that they've had the full strength team, no injuries for the year.
Yep.
They look a bit better when they're full strength. And the other thing is, I think my theory from the start of the year looks pretty good. I'm going to stick by it. I don't know, but it's my theory is that with the 5 years of rep playing and going all the way to the last game of the year, I think the coaching team recognised that if they're going to have another crack this year, they couldn't have a full preseason or they'd burn out.
Yeah.
I think they went super light in the preseason, and that's why they were 3 months behind everyone else.
Right, and then they built it through the season, right.
So you're blaming that for them being last? Like, maybe it was too light. They went too far.
They were too conservative and went too light, and it took them a long time to catch up to the fitness. And
do you reckon that could be a reason as to why they had so many injuries?
Yep.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like,
and now they've hit their straps in the last third or last half and last third of the season.
No, it makes me wonder for next season, what's the prep going to be? Do they go, all right, well, we've shown we can get to a prelim from last, so let's just have a light preseason again? Or do they go, all right, we learnt lessons, let's find somewhere in the middle and get back to where we were, cruising in the top 8 for the whole year?
Yeah. I read something on Twitter today I laughed at. So if they can win from outside the top 4 this year, that means next year the last side mission that they can take on is to let in 50 and still.
Yeah. 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 Or just, like, only play 12. Only name 12 players. Like, if you want to challenge yourself.
Wow. Talk about side quests. Oh, yeah.
But one of the replies to that comment was, yeah, knowing them, they'd probably still bloody win
Yeah.
if they let 50 in.
Or what? And score 51.
It's 52-50.
Score 52-50, yeah.
All right. And so, Bulldogs, I mean, Leo Thompson, I'm fairly sure Mitch Woods comes in for a Woods and Galvin halves combo.
Yep.
But
And either let Burton go or he'll be in the centres.
I think they'll let him go. He's not there on centres money. Or I'm pretty sure he doesn't see himself as a centre. So maybe he does 1 year. They're talking about North Queensland. Maybe he does 1 year up there and then is Bears bound.
Yeah, makes sense.
Wow. Okay, so go up and play Dearden at halfback, Burton at 5'8".
Or centres, whatever. Like, I think he'd be waiting for some Bears money.
Right.
And depending on, like, he may very well be there. He could very well be their 5'8" there if they can't attract
You know where he
a
could
monster
go for a year
or
would be
someone like that.
Para.
Oh yeah.
Imagine you had Moses and Burton either side of the ruck kicking.
Yeah, shit. But also, like, they've.
Shut up, Dave.
Don't give them ideas.
Yeah.
They seem like they'll probably stick with Joash, though, don't you think?
He's going, yeah. It'd be a risk to lose him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's next season. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. The Cleary 40-20, that'll do me. That will do me.
He was super impressive, wasn't he?
Yeah. So I don't
Especially
know.
after having his first kick charged down.
Yeah.
But there's nothing.
What do you think about the Dylan Edwards penalty / non-sin bin / holding kick hour back from the charge down chase?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that was a penalty every day of the week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Not a sin bin?
I would have sin binned it myself. Like, it was blatant. I think summer preseason needs to, like, go towards drama classes. We need some better acting out there, a bit more subtlety and a bit more, like, he could.
Well, I think,
surely he could make
he
it.
put his hands on him.
Yes.
And that's
the rule,
issue, right? If he had just kept his hands down, and maybe he was just trying to regain his balance, or push off to try and get back to the ball.
Yeah.
But either way, don't touch him.
Yeah.
You're not allowed. Don't touch him. So hang on, can I be a real tool?
Sometimes.
Can we just talk about Starling's headbutt on Hazelton? Because
we were talking about that game 15 minutes ago, but yeah.
I know, and I wanted to let it go, and then we're talking about things that could have been a penalty.
Yeah.
I
don't think it was
tell
a
me.
penalty.
I saw only really Stu's point take there that how is it a penalty? It's fine. It was just process. But how does someone who's 3 foot tall headbutt a guy who's 7 foot tall by accident?
That's my point.
He's
He's had
launching
to jump
into the tackle.
into that tackle, right?
Yeah. But unfortunately, like, his leg was still on the ground, so you can't say he's jumping. I think the thing
That's how jumping works. At some stage, your leg is still on the ground,
but
and you've propelled yourself up into someone else's head.
But it wasn't. He wasn't landing from it. He was like, it was like at the point of contact. So you can't say he was jumping into the contact because his leg was on the ground. Anyway,
enough.
that's what I think.
Anyway.
Okay,
But-
sorry to drag us back into that.
But so you think that should have been a penalty?
Well, I feel like like head-on-head contact has been penalised throughout the year.
Yes. But
Contact to the head from a unsafe action.
We also beg the referees to, like, adjudicate on proper feel of the game.
Yep.
And I think most people would see that as an accident.
I think everyone saw it as an accident except for me in the moment.
I think what makes it worse is that he jumped up and started yahooing and carrying on like he'd, you know...
Well, yeah, like he'd done something good when
Yeah.
he'd actually put someone at risk.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I think that's the thing that should be, you know, looked at rather than the actual contact. But
Fair.
I
Okay.
understand.
All right.
I understand what you're
Okay.
saying. It's some, like, a lot of the time it is black and white. Head contact equal penalty. But I think it is better that there's a little bit of leeway for judgment.
All right.
Fair.
Friday night.
Hang on, before we start
Brilliant.
talking about this, I need to tell you about what's happening on Friday night.
Oh, goodness. Lazy Susan?
So, for Father's Day this year, my eldest daughter bought me some tickets
You go to
to
Brisbane.
go and see some comedy
Oh.
with her.
How lovely.
It just so happens that they are on it's on Friday night.
She did that on purpose. She knows.
Well, yep. She's not my favourite daughter anymore. No, but now it's like, okay, I'm just going to have to shut down. I'm going to have to leave my phone at home.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know.
What
So-
time's the show?
Well,
Don't tell me it's like 8:30.
well,
8 o'clock.
I've been trying to get the info out of her, and she said it starts at 5, which does not seem right to me.
5 on a Friday?
Yeah,
For stand up?
yeah.
What?
So
Maybe that's part of the joke. They give you the wrong time.
So, yeah, look, she's coming
Make
to
you
pick
sit
me
there
up
for 3 hours.
at 4:45, and we're going to a show at 5. And I'm like, okay, great. This sounds like, what could go wrong?
Yeah.
Has she chartered a flight to Melbourne?
Well, I doubt it,
Like,
but you never know. Like, this was like obviously Father's Day was a couple of weeks ago, so yeah, so that's where I'm at.
Oh,
at the
so she
moment.
thought Sharks would be out first week of the finals.
Stu, I don't think she thought Sharks anything.
Well, that's a South supporter for you.
That's exactly right.
All right, we need
But
to. Yeah, I don't know what you do about that. I'll be filthy. I'll sit there and deliberately not laugh through the whole thing.
Oh, well, look, who knows? Now, let's talk about this game proper.
Yes. So
it's in Melbourne. Melbourne's
Yep.
named almost the strongest lineup they've named in months.
well,
They just don't all have a lot of...
assuming that certain players are actually on 2 legs and 2 arms.
Yeah. I mean, we said what Adam Fanua-Blake was brought to the Cronulla club for last week. I think this week it's to run at a halfback.
Yes.
With a busted arm.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I think we got to, play it cool. We don't want like 5 forwards lining up to all run at Jerome.
True. Stu, we've spoken about the positives that the Sharks have brought,
Yep.
but going down to Melbourne, what's your biggest concern for the Sharks going down there?
Sharks panicking because of Storm
Okay.
and their aura, and they've been a nemesis for so long.
You beat him this year.
We beat them this
Yeah.
year, yeah.
You beat him last time you played in a final, right? I think it was like the grand final last time, or you've
Yeah.
played since?
I actually think Sharks can win, but I was asked to be look
Yep.
glass half empty. So that would be the things I think. They would be. I think that if the edge wobbles, by edge I mean the mental edge they've got at the moment. If that starts to wobble a little bit, it can all collapse in on itself.
What if the chip on Nico's shoulder wobbles?
Well, I like him having a chip there.
So do I.
So
it's brought an extra edge
I would buy
to the defense.
I would if I was Fitzy, I'd be buying like a $5 worth of chicken salt, and just make sure there was enough chips around for him to constantly have one on the shoulder.
Great, love that.
Yeah.
My biggest concern
yes.
is whichever one of their wingers lines up against Katoa. And
Well, Coates, the leaping
Coates
leaper.
or Warbrick in the air, if they get, if they have access to kick to Katoa, then there could be some drama out there.
Well, the game plan will have to be shut down Harry so they don't roll down the whole field.
Yeah.
To have many opportunities to do that.
The
Thing is, if you focus on Harry, that opens up a bit more room for Pappy.
Yeah.
Sharks.
I'm very confident again. Like I feel very confident
bullish?
about this game. Yeah, bullish. I would say bullish.
Sharks are currently 3.10, which is outrageous, I think, versus $1.37.
If it was at Homebush, you'd probably be a lot closer. I think the Melbourne factor is a big part.
So we've got.
They're not invincible down there.
No.
Not this year.
No.
Like
Go through their last 5 games.
Lasati's a starting back rower.
Yeah, Blaw's back on the bench though.
I think, and Hughes and Pappy
Underdone.
Short of a gallop. Yep.
Like, Pappy's had some errors in him this year, and he's coming back from a few weeks off. He may very well have some more. I don't know.
So what is stronger, the aura that you talked about, the been there, done that before, the knowledge that you can grind your way through a final, and all those Origin players, or the chip on the shoulder, the form that the Sharks have been bringing for the last 2 months now, and the really well drilled, grinding, scrambling defense that they can persist with as long as it takes. Which one do you want to take?
I genuinely believe the Sharks, now that they know they can play like this, will continue to play like this. That's what I think will happen. And unless they're going to do a shifty last minute Pezzett in for Jerome, if they play Jerome and he's not well, they will be found out. I think he'll be found out. I don't.
Wishart will have to come off the bench then, and then they've lost their utility.
Yeah.
Yes.
And their spark. So it's a huge gamble for the Storm.
It is. I honestly don't know whether it's been like the biggest sleight of hand, all the media about his injury and the recovery time, because all accounts were he was done for the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. After a dislocated shoulder, he's broke his arm.
Yeah.
The same arm.
Yeah. So, yeah.
How's he going to tackle? Like, how do you tackle AFB with a shoulder that was dislocated 5 weeks ago and an arm that was broken a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah. I don't know. People keep saying, well, what about Cooper Cronk? Yeah, well, I think that was an extremely unique circumstance, and not
was behind the line the whole time in defense too.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't think it's a game plan you try and
He was a runner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Give us your predictions then.
Dave, you go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. Well, you're going to like what I'm going to say. I'm going to go with the form. And the form for me is with the Sharks and that defence, that scramble and the grit.
What
Sharks in a low one, like 14-10.
Yeah.
What do they know that we don't, give it making Storm $1.37, Sharks 3.10?
What's supposed to happen?
Right.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of money on the Storm. Like, a lot of people will be backing the Storm just based on Storm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they, that's it probably should be maybe 170 to 210, maybe like the same odds as the Raiders were last week after Ethan Strange got ruled out.
I've got to go.
It squeezed back up to like $1.80, 205.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would probably be. So I think that the Sharks are massive overs, and I'll be taking the Sharks straight up.
I'll be taking the Sharks straight up. Can I throw in a Pappy fumble at a key moment?
Oh, yes, please.
For Sharks to score points off?
Love that.
Just going through the last Storm games, they beat Bulldogs 26-18 to get the week off, but Dogs were actually a lot closer than that right until the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last round, the Broncos pumped them they scored 30 on them. Week before that, the Roosters scored 40 on them. Week before that, there was the other grind against the Bulldogs, 20-14. Week before that was the Golden Point game where Harry dove over to beat the Panthers. Week before that, we're going back to the 7th of August, round 23. They gave it to the Broncos 22-2. That's the last time they had a convincing, resounding.
Yeah, right.
Storm aren't in good form.
And I think your point is valid
So
in regards to they've picked a full strength side, but are they actually full strength?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
if you're already out of form, does the week off help?
Yeah, does it help?
Anyway.
Good luck, guys.
So we're all going Sharks.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Broncos and Panthers.
This is going to be a belter.
I said that with the last game there was two stories. This one is a team that grinds and is drilled and is methodical and is going to try and go 1,000 paper cuts, and then there's another team that's going to go fast up tempo and try and create space and throw the ridiculously skillful passes and just burn you with speed. High risk, high reward.
I just cannot see how that team that played the Bulldogs is gonna be undone by random flashy stuff.
Payne Haas will have to have played one of the most significant games by a forward in a final for them to win, I think. With Paddy Carrigan out.
No Carrigan.
Willison's back, that'll help, but I don't know how fit he is. So, yeah, Haas is going to have to be superhuman, I think.
Yeah, no disrespect, but a Tyson Smoothie in for Carrigan is not really level for level.
It's not a like for like.
No.
Man, what about the halves? Billy Walder's out, so Reynolds is back. Mam's back in the squad.
Yeah.
Again, that's a team there's a lot of great players coming back in, same as the Storm, but they haven't got the reps in, and they're going into the biggest game of the year.
There's also
That's less ball for Walsh.
Or less or more opportunities to create him space.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, how much do you want to tinker with your side that's going really well, though?
Not at all. Unfortunately for them, though, it's forced with Billy Walters
that one, yeah.
being injured.
But, for example, I'm hearing there's some potential of Dean Mariner dropping out and Cobbo coming back.
Oh, Jesus.
He's on extended.
Yeah. That'd be
Mariner
wild.
would be filthy, wouldn't he?
Oh, would be, yeah. I just don't
You have
think
to
it makes
see.
any sense. Anyway.
So, it's by your tone, Stu, I think you are saying Penrith?
I'm saying Penrith. I just don't see... Bronco, I am in awe of that performance last week. And I just...
Yep.
If they come out and start like that, then I just don't see how... because Adam Reynolds coming back too. He's underdone.
Mm-hmm.
Reece Walsh, if his first few passes don't stick or if kicks don't stick, then he'll start panicking and throwing stupid ones. You know.
And Reynolds has a history of doing a hammy in a big game.
So is that part of your...
Loves doing a hammy or a shoulder or a pec or something.
Yeah.
Basically just falling apart
Yeah.
due to his body being...
Yeah. So
Crumbling.
you're saying Panthers into Reynolds losing a body part?
Well, what I am actually saying is Panthers 1-12, with the final score being 28-16.
Oh, okay. I don't think Broncos score that much. I would say they've got 10 points in them at the most.
I'm going to do the Katoni Staggs will probably score a try through that laneway that's been open for the last month.
The Preston Freeway.
That's the one. That the Walsh has had 7 cracks and he's never beat Penrith. This will be his 8th attempt.
Yeah. That was a good stat we saw.
That's such a good stat.
The other one that I talked about with you guys was that Nathan Cleary hasn't lost a day game since 2019. Yeah. I looked it up. It's 26 games straight in the day that he's won.
Wow.
Oof.
That's a real stat. That's not like 7 games.
No,
that's
26 straight.
That's an entire season.
Yeah.
Oh.
And although it's Brisbane's home game, their fortress, they haven't beat Penrith there in 6 or 7 starts as well. So
Penrith go in confident.
Yeah, I like all those stats. They're enjoyable. I don't need any of those stats. All I needed to see was
the first half last Sunday.
Penrith's first 20 to 30 minutes. Oh, and beyond. Whew.
We know.
So we're predicting.
We're predicting ends, right? Yeah.
We're predicting a Sharkies Panthers grand final.
That is electric.
Isn't that what we said in March?
I think it is. I think we went the long way round, but we're every chance of getting there.
This is all geared towards a Look At Loyg extravaganza.
Yeah.
Of a grand final. And what happens if we both get there? What are we going to do? We have to do something.
Yes.
Well, I think we have to go, don't we?
Someone will be offloading tickets. There must be Raiders fans unloading tickets right now.
I'm sorry to share this stat. 22% of members' tickets that were bought by Bulldogs, and they were all being offloaded last week.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
are we going to finish on that?
Well, I think so. But you'd hold off, wouldn't you? Yeah. Anyway. That's it. We're all going Sharks. We're all going Panthers. That means it's a Sharks and Panthers grand final. It's how it should be, really. I don't want to think too much about what would happen if it was the grand final. I'm going to save being terrified for that week. When it happens, if it happens, when it happens.
One week at a time, Stu.
Yes. Have an NRL of a finals week, fellas.
You too, mate.
This is an Angry Chimp podcast.